First, we're going to start off by explaining our GPS instructions. Our GPS is made out of a path that goes from the Mike Loya to the library, to the bookstore, and finally to the Fox Fine Arts. Between these locations, there are reference points that will guide us. How it works is that we use three Harbour-Sign equations. There are three values from the three Harbour-Sign equations that we have to consider. The first Harbour-Sign equation tells us the distance between our first reference point to our next reference point. The second Harbour-Sign equation tells us the distance from our current and exact location to the starting of our reference point. And the third Harbour-Sign equation tells us the distance from our current and exact location to the next reference point. With the use of these three equations, we will get to our destination. As we see that the distance from our position to our destination decreases, we are on the right track. However, if it increases, we are going the wrong way. Once we reach the final destination, the LED will light up. Once we get to our final destination, the Fox Fine Arts for example, you can use the reset button to get back to the Mike Loya and start the path again. This right here is our LED that is going to light up once we get to our destination. And here we have our GPS that's going to get the signal to guide us through our coordinates. Here we have a map of the four locations that we're going to get to. First is the Mike Loya, the library, the Fox Fine Arts, and the bookstore. They're represented by a star. The dots or the circles in the map, they represent the reference points. Our first reference point is going to be next to the Mike Loya, our first location. As we walk towards the first reference point, we're going to notice how the distance between these 2 points is going to decrease, meaning we're going in the right direction. We're going to keep doing the same thing to our next reference point. Now, once we're in this reference point, we start going this direction, which is the opposite to our second destination. We're going to notice that the distance between this point and the library starts to increase, meaning we're going the wrong way. And we're going to switch our direction towards the library.
Okay, well, as we saw just right now that we went over how the GPS works, now we're gonna go ahead and test it and put it in video for you guys, so that way you guys can see how it works. So as previously mentioned, our first reference point will be next or close to the Mike Loya, as we are here right now. Now, if we take a look at the code right here, we're gonna see right here, if you guys can distinguish, our distance to the reference point A1 is 7.53 meters away from us right now. What does that mean? It means that we're 7 meters away from where we have to start, and we are 243 meters away from our second reference point. So we need to walk, and the way we walk is just basically in any direction, and as previously said, the distance has to be decreasing to our final destination, so that way we know we're on the right track. So right now, let's start walking up the stairs for the Mike Loya to see if that's our starting point. Alright, so we're gonna start walking up the stairs. Now, just as we're taking these small steps, we see that now we are at 10.5 meters, 11 meters now from our starting point. That means that we're going the wrong way. So we have to turn around and go back of where we started to see if it actually decreases. Now, as we went down the stairs, it went to 7.7 meters. So that means we're on the right track. Now, because it is decreasing, we're gonna go ahead and keep on walking straight to see if we can actually get to it, to our starting point. Now, right now, it says that we're 3 meters away from our starting point. that means that we're close enough for us to know that we're in the range of 3 or 4 meters actually. So let's go back a little bit. All right, it is decreasing. All right, we're still at 4 meters, so let's go a little bit up. 5 meters. All right, so we know that we're close. Let's see if we can actually get it. Okay, 3 meters. We're still 3 meters. All right, now we're getting 2 meters, so we know it's this way. So as I just demonstrated right now, it's just basically a game, we can say, of just getting to know where the right place is. So now we're 2 meters. No, actually we're 0.5 meters away from it. So that means that we're on the starting point. So let's walk and see if the distance to our final destination decreases, okay? So as we're walking, we see that our distance to the final destination is 230 meters and it's decreasing. That means we're on the right track. So we're just gonna keep walking this way straight up because it is decreasing. That is indicating us that we're actually approaching our second reference point. Now the thing is here that we have to constantly keep on checking our distances because that tells us if we're on the right track or not. All right. So we're still at 190 meters. That means that it's actually going lower. That means we're on the right track. Now right now, if you guys can see or pause the video, you probably could tell the difference of how the numbers are changing. So if you pause the video right now, look for the variable that says DA1 and you're gonna compare it to a later on time on the video and you're gonna see how it decreases. That is telling us that we're actually on the right track. Also, if you look at where it says distance 1 GPS 1, you see that that number is increasing. Now that number is the distance that we are right now from our starting point. So that means that we're getting further away from our starting point but closer to our next reference point. So it's still decreasing. We're now at 125 meters, well 20 meters now, 120 meters. So it's just keep on walking. We're now at the 100 meter mark, so it's just a few more. Now right now we're walking up the hill, so we're on the right track. We're currently at 40 meters away from our second reference point. So we're getting close. That's why we keep on walking the same straight path, because it is telling us we're on the right track. Okay, so now we are 9 meters away from our destination, and let's start walking a little bit slow here because we need to determine where's our next reference point. Now we're at 3 meters now. All right, now, if you guys didn't catch that, we were at least 2 meters away from our second reference point. Now, as you guys can see on the code, you see now that we have a new variable which is called DA2. That means that we are now at the second reference point going to our third reference point. Now these new variables is telling me right now that I'm 78 meters away from our third reference point. So let's walk. Now if we keep walking straight, it's telling me that I am 74 meters, 73, and it's decreasing at 72, 71. So I'm going on the right path, and I'm increasing the distance from the second reference point to myself. So we're on the right track right now. So let's keep on walking this way. We're currently at 50 meters, so we're on the right track. We're now at 36 meters, 32, 27, 25, 21 meter. Now in this case I don't know where to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this turn and see if the distance increases or decreases, because right now I don't really.
So now we don't know if we should keep going straight or make a turn that's available for us to the right. I'm sorry, to the left of us. What we can do here is start walking towards the path that we think might lead us to our location. So let's walk to the left.
Alright, so right now we're at 16 meters away from our third reference point. So let's walk this way. Now, if you guys can pause the video right now, you're gonna see that the distance, it's now 19 meters away. So we're on the wrong way because we're just increasing the distance from our third reference point. It has to go like go down. So let's walk to where we took that turn. Now we're 17 meters now. So we know it's not that way, so we're gonna go ahead and keep on walking straight to see if it actually decreases. So it is decreasing right now. We are at 12 meters, 11 meters right now. So we're very close to it, all right? So we have to keep on mind that we have to get to at least 2 meters for the next reference point to start. Now it's still at 7 meters and it's increasing. So I have to go back, and I'm gonna go ahead and decide to turn to the right to see if it actually decreases, okay? So let's walk this way. And it is decreasing. We are now at 5 meters, so we took the right turn. So we're gonna keep on walking. We're at 5 meters now, 4 meters, 3 meters, 3.5, 3, still 3, now 2. Now it is increasing again, so let me just take steps back. Alright, it's still increasing, so let us play around with the numbers right here till we get to the 2-point mark. Alright, we're on 2 meters. So I'm walking the right direction. Alright, now I'm gonna stay here for a little bit to see if the GPS gets a better reading. 2.56, no, alright. So let's walk the other way. Alright, now it happened again. right here we reached the point of 2 meters and less. So our next reference point changed. So you can pause the video right now and see that our new variable, it's called DA3, and it's telling us that we are 166 meters from our next reference point. So I'm gonna walk straight to see if it's that way or I have to make a turn. So it is increasing right now. So let me go ahead and take a step back and see if it actually increases or decreases. Alright, so it is decreasing. We are now at 160 meters, 158 meters away from it. So I'm just gonna keep on walking straight and see if it actually works. We're still decreasing at 144 meters. So let's just keep on walking straight. We are at 126, and if you guys are looking at the code, remember that the distance that we're taking a look into right now, it's the variable DA3. So we're now at the 100 mark, so that means that we're still on the right track. And this is pretty useful because you get to know the distances pretty well. So 100 meters means that you're very close to it and it's within walking distance. So we're gonna go ahead and keep on walking, and we know that the distance to our destination point, it's decreasing. Right now we are at 75 meters and decreasing. We are now at 60 meters. So I'm just gonna keep on walking straight until I see that the distance is increasing for me to change directions. We're now at 35 meters. So it's really close to it. Now, as we can see, we're getting close to one of our main points, which is the library. Now we're getting close to it. We're at 26 meters, 25 now. So we know it has to be somewhere around here, but we're gonna go ahead and figure out where it is. All right, it is at 15 meters, so we're really close to it. 14 meters, 13 meters, still decreasing, so I'm gonna keep on walking straight. We're now at 12 meters, all right, so 13 meters, so we passed it. All right, so we have to go back 14 meters. So let's take some steps back. 13 meters, 13 still, 12, it's okay. So now I'm still 12 meters and it hasn't changed. Now it's 11. So I'm gonna walk to the right to see if it decreases, because I may be very close to my point, man. So I'm gonna walk and see if it decreases. All right, so it is decreasing. It is at 11, 10 meters. It's at 9 meters, 8 meters, 7 meters, 6 meters. We're still at the 6 meter mark. Now 4 meters. All right, let me see if it decreases or increases. All right. I'm gonna walk a little bit more to see if it increases or decreases. And it is increasing, so I have to go back. It is decreasing again. All right, let me go back again. All right, we at that 2 meter. We are at 2.2 meters. So we see that the light just turned on. If you guys were able to see that, it means that we reached our point. That means that we are exactly on the library. Okay, now this is our first main point. So we made it so far from the Mike Loya to the library. Now, because we got to the library, our next point, it is the bookstore. So let's see if we can go ahead and try to make it that way. And we see now on the code that our new variable that we're going to be looking at, it's called DB1, which is 287 meters away from us. All right, so I'll say let's walk up straight, because that's the way we were coming in. See if it decreases, okay? All right, it is decreasing. We're now at 284, so I'm just gonna keep on walking straight. It's still decreasing at 277 meters now. So we are 10 meters closer now. So I'm just gonna keep on walking straight. Now remember, whenever we get close to the 20 meter mark, that's when we need to be very careful on where to walk and how to take turns. As you guys saw right now, I had to move around in different directions until I saw that my distance to my final destination, which is the library, was decreasing and not increasing. So that is your number one hint and your clue to follow if you're going on the right direction. So right now I'm at 236 meters away from my next reference point, so I know I have to be going in the right direction. So we're gonna keep on walking. We are now at the 197 mark, so we're still decreasing, so we're gonna keep on walking. Right now we see that it's still decreasing. We are now at 177 meters. Now remember, if you pause the video, look for the variable that says DB1, so you guys can look at that. All right, and we're gonna compare it in a couple of minutes. Now it's still decreasing. It's at 141. Remember, if you guys want to pause the video so you guys can actually look at it, because it's very difficult to look at it this way. Okay, let's keep on walking. We're now at the 100 meter mark. So we know it's gotta be close to here. We're at the 88 mark, 87. So let's just keep walking the way we are. Now, if you also want more information about the distances, remember that you could always see the distance between the reference points here in the code, all right? And you can also see the distance of where you are to the initial point. And remember, that also has to be increasing. That has to be increasing because you're getting further away from your starting point and closer to your final point. So there's two important numbers that you have to keep on looking, but you can always reference back to the distance of the destination point, the reference point in this case. Now we are at the 23 mark, 21 meter mark. So I'm gonna keep on walking straight to see if it actually decreases or I have to make a turn. Okay, so now we're still on the 15 meter mark, all right? So let's just keep on walking, see if it will be decreasing or we have to make a turn. So it's 14 meters, 12 meters, 9 meters, so we're getting close, 6 meters, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5. All right, so okay, now it changed again. Now my new variable, it's called dB2. That means that my distance to my next reference point is 113 meters away from me. All right, so now I'm gonna take a turn to the right to see if it actually decreases or it doesn't. Now right now it increased to 119 meters. So that means I'm going the wrong direction because it has to be decreasing, remember. So I'm gonna walk to the left, a little bit to the left to see if it decreases. And actually it increased even more. So now I'm 123 meters. So I'm definitely going the wrong direction. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna walk just straight back to where I started to see if it decreases, and it is decreasing. And now I'm at 114 meters. So I'm gonna keep walking this same direction and see if it actually decreases more. Okay, now we apologize for that. Our memory just ran out of space, so we had to clear that out. Now we're still in the exact same position that we left off. We're still at 112 meters away from our destination, so let's walk. Now remember that we were walking this way because we checked the turns right behind us, and as we walked that way, it increased the distance, all right? So, still decreasing, and we're gonna look at the points later on right now. We are at 94 meters, so we're good. Now it's still decreasing. We are at 70 meters, 63 meters. So we're gonna check the distance right now. Now, as we can see right now, we are at 21 meters away from our next reference point. So let's just keep on walking straight. We are now at 17 meters. So I know I'm heading the right direction. I'm at 11 meters, 10 meters, 8 meters, so let's slow down. 5 meters, so I'm getting close. 4 meters now, 3 meters, 3.5, 2.9, 2.3, 2.4. Now, because we went below the 2-point mark, it changed to our next reference point, which is 87 meters away from us. So let's walk to the right to see if it's that way. Now right now I just noticed that it is increasing. It's now 90 meters away, so I know it's not this direction. So I'm gonna walk to my left now to see if it is decreasing to 86 now, 85, 84. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a right turn right now, because if I keep on going straight, we're gonna go into the building. So we're gonna walk this way to see if it decreases. It is actually decreasing to 77. As you guys can see right now, it's 75 meters now. So let's walk. Now we're gonna go ahead and use the sidewalk as reference, because it is decreasing still. We're now at 56 meters, and we're gonna show it to you right now. We're now at 50 meters. So it is decreasing, so I'm going the right path. So as you guys, if you guys want to, you can pause the video so you can see the distance, but we're now at 33 meters. 32, all right. Now we're gonna go ahead and keep on walking. We're now at 20 meters. So as soon as we hit the 10 mark, that's when we start slowing down, see where our next point is. Now we're now at 7 meters, 6 meters away. All right, so we're gonna walk a little bit slower now. We're at 3 meters. We're at 2.5. All right, and our light turns on. That means that we are actually on the bookstore. And yes, we are on the bookstore. So that means that it took us to our point. Now, our next reference point, it's 215 meters away. So I'm gonna keep on walking straight to see if it decreases. Now, it is increasing right now. So as you guys can see, it's 221 meters. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn the other way around and walk that way to see if it decreases. And it's actually decreasing now. It's at 16 meters. So let's just keep on walking. The only time I'm gonna go ahead and make a turn or change direction is as soon as I see my distance of my reference point to me increasing. But right now it's still decreasing. It's now at 162 meters. So I know I'm going the right direction. So I'm gonna just keep on going straight. Now it's still at the 41 mark. Now at this time I'm gonna make a decision of go to the right to see if it actually decreases or not. So it is decreasing. It's 126 now. So we're going on the right track. we are now at the 100 mark. So we're getting close to it. We're now at 86 meters. So let's keep on walking because we're going in the right direction. Now we are at the 55 meters. So as you guys know already, and you're getting the hang of it, it's just getting to know the distances, and if it's decreasing, it's working. If it's increasing, you're just going the opposite way. So just move around and see what direction the distance decreases, and that's your way. And that's just as simple as it sounds. So now I'm at the 17 meter mark. So I'm gonna try to slow a little bit down in here to see what the turn is. Alright, we're still on the 10 meter mark. 9 meters, 8 meters. Alright, it's not decreasing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a step back. Alright, it is decreasing now. So it's this way. We're at the 4 meter mark, 3 meter mark, 2 meter mark. Alright, it changed to our new reference point, which is DC2, and we're 60 meters away. So let's just keep on walking straight to see if it decreases. And it's actually not. So we are at 63 meters away. So let's go ahead and turn our back to it and just keep on walking straight and see if it decreases. And it does. We're now at the 60 meter mark. So we're good. So let's walk this way. Alright, it is decreasing, so let's just keep on going straight. Right now we are at the 30 meter mark. So this is just telling us we're exactly on track. Now it seems that we're approaching our next reference point because I'm now 10 meters away from our next reference point. Alright, so let's just take it a little bit slow so that way we know where our next reference point is. I'm now at 5 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters, 2.5. Now it changed again to our new reference point because I went below the 2 meter mark. Alright, so I'm gonna keep on walking straight to see if it decreases. Now our next reference point, it's 35 meters away from us, and right now it's at 33. So we're going on the right direction. So let's keep on walking. Now as you guys can see, the code works perfectly fine. And it's just a matter of you paying attention to the distances and taking just whatever direction you feel like it, and you're gonna be giving a reference. Now, right now, we just missed it, but we hit the 2 meters mark. Now we're 25 meters away from our next reference point. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and walk straight, see if it decreases. Now it's now at 23 meters, 22 meters. So I don't have to keep on going straight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on walking, see if I get to my next final destination. So it's now at 13 meters, 10 meters. So I'm gonna take it slow here and see where my next final point is. We're at 5 meters now. We're at 4 meters. We're still at 4 meters, all right? And it seems that we passed it because it's increasing. So let's just go step back. All right, we're still at the 4 meters still. All right, so right here, I'm gonna go ahead and decide to take turn to the left to see if it decreases. All right, and it is decreasing. We're now at 3.5 meters. So I'm just gonna walk this way. It's 2 meters now. And now we just saw that the light turned and it's telling us that we are here. As you guys can see, you can go ahead and pause it and you can see that it tells you right here that you are here, right there. It's gonna appear again and again, and our blinking LED tells us that we reach our final destination. So that concludes that we were able to go ahead and navigate from the Mike Loya to the library, to the bookstore, and we are now at the Fox Fine Arts. Now, if you want to go back to the Mike Loya, it's very simple, and the only thing that you have to do is just reset the code itself, and I'm gonna reset it right now, all right? But just so you guys know, we got to the final destination, so it is working. So we got it to work, and the only things that you have to work and pay attention to will be the distances and the directions. As you guys saw right now, I had to stop and go back, take left and right turns to decide. So let's reset it, and we just resetted it. Now, as you guys can see, our distance now from the Mike Loya, it's 581 meters. Now, it is the same basically format of what I've been doing so far. So you guys can more or less guess what's gonna happen next. It's just walking, taking directions left and right to see where the distance decreases, and you're gonna go ahead and get to the point. Thank you so much, guys.